Bud Light, hold the phone. They did this on purpose. This new marketing strategy, recent information is telling us, was actually intentional. Somebody thought about this and said, hey, this is the right thing to do. We need to reposition this company. Now, this is coming from a VP of marketing in a recent interview, which you'll find in the links. But she's saying essentially, yeah, we wanted to change this brand. I've seen a transcript of the interview, and I've started to work through the interview now as I have time in the background as I work on other things. But it's interesting to know that this was an actual intentional shift. Last week, those of you who have been following the channel know we were talking about, was this just a rogue employee? Was there proper oversight? Now we're hearing that this may well have been a top-down directive or just an empowerment of an employee to say, hey, change up our brand, make Bud Light different. So it may actually have been the type of decision which may have come from at least a senior official, perhaps even the board of directors. Maybe the board of directors of Anheuser-Busch, which is Bud Light's parent company, actually sat down and said, hey, we need to make a massive overhaul of Bud Light. These quotes say that the VP of marketing thought of it as a decaying brand that needed to be saved. Where did that come from? Was that an individual judgment of a fairly mid-level to senior employee at Bud Light? Or was that something where they were told from the top down, hey, Bud Light's in trouble, we need your help? Very interesting to think about. But from the business law perspective, which is where we tend to focus on this channel, that changes the analysis. We were talking about, can the board be sued? Well, now we're definitely moving more towards the business judgment type decision versus a breach of fiduciary duty. For those of you who didn't see the video last week, you can go check it out here on the channel. We talked about the fact that we have these two balances: fiduciary duties, which is protecting the assets of the company, being kind of like a trustee that does the best for the investors, versus business judgment, knowing that there are some business decisions where there's just not clear answers, and your board of directors are going to have to make decisions. And corporate law generally recognizes this tension and balances between the two, knowing that we can't call the board in about everything and second guess them. So now what we're starting to see is this may well have been a business judgment at some level. Hey, Bud Light's in trouble. We've got to do something innovative, something different, perhaps risky, because we've got to save the brand. But it fundamentally changes it. So it is not basically a very simple decision. This is potentially a risky decision because we are massively changing the director, we being the people who empowered us. Whoever was thinking that is saying we are changing what Bud Light is, and we've got to do this to save the brand. So a lot of pieces there flying, but it really changes the analysis. I find it very interesting that this was not accidental. This was intentional. They were thinking about this. This partnership, this marketing strategy was on purpose to try to, quote, save a brand, paraphrasing what we've read in the quotes here. So you'll see some links in the video here. Would love your comments. What do you think? Now, of course, remember your comments are public, so other people can see them. Sometimes we talk about business planning, business strategy. So if you're talking about private things in your business, things you don't want other people to see, please don't use the comments here. Reach out to an attorney licensed in your jurisdiction so you can have confidentiality if appropriate. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we'll be bringing you more tips and tricks here in the future. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. Look forward to seeing you for another video, and I'm really looking forward to reading your comments.